What is up, you guys? My name is Ben, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to properly deep clean your tobacco pipes. You're watching Expand Your Palate. Okay, so to do this properly, you're only going to need a few things. Number one, you're going to need a high-proof alcohol, such as Everclear, Smirnoff, or a corn whiskey. In this case, I'm using Stolen Wolf out of a distillery in Pennsylvania. So obviously, the higher the proof, the better. So Everclear is going to be our best option here, but I also chose these other two to give you an idea of what you can use if you're on a budget and what you can use if you kind of want to impart a little bit of flavor on your pipe. Everclear has no flavor, no odor, and it's going to clean the hell out of your pipe. But I find that a lot of the pipes that I deep clean with Everclear tend to have a little bit of like a medical kind of smell to them. They just smell very sterile, which is what you want, but sometimes it's a little too sterile. The corn whiskey, for me, it just makes my pipe kind of smell like corn, and I like it. It imparts a good flavor. You can also clean your pipes with bourbon, scotch, tequila, whatever you really want to use. But specifically for deep cleaning, I would stick with a clear, high-proof alcohol. If you want to run some bourbon or scotch or tequila through your pipe after the cleaning process to impart some flavor into your briar, you can do that. I personally don't. But if it's something that interests you, you can definitely do that. Next up, you're going to need pipe cleaners. Any pipe cleaners will do. BJ Long is a really popular brand. You can find them anywhere. You can use Peterson pipe cleaners. Any type of pipe cleaner will do. You're really only going to need to use 1 to 2 pipe cleaners per pipe that you're cleaning. So today, I'm just going to be using 2 to 4. You're also going to need some cotton swabs. Again, you only need as many as you have pipes. So today, I'm using 2. You will also need coarse kosher salt. I am using Morton's today. You can use any salt brand that you want. Just make sure that it is coarse. That is very important. You cannot just use regular salt from your kitchen table. It will not work the same. Please do not do it. And last but not least, this is kind of optional, kind of not. It really depends on how creative you want to get. And this is going to be an egg carton. Doesn't matter what it's made out of, if it's the plastic one or the one that's made of like pulp, like the paper mache one or whatever the hell you have. You're going to need an egg carton to put your pipes in because these pipes are going to have to sit overnight. Unless, like I said, unless you want to get creative and put them in something else, but I don't know what would work better than an egg carton, to be honest with you. And who doesn't have a carton of eggs sitting around? Am I right? Anyway, so let's get right into it. Okay guys, so I did forget to tell you, you are going to need some sort of plastic wrap. But then other than that, everything else is exactly what you're going to need. So let's get right into it. If I may interject, you also will need one of these little droppers. Okay, so first things first, you're going to want to take the stems off of your pipes. This is a little hard for me to record because I do not have a stand for my camera and I only have 2 hands. But bear with me, please. You're going to take the stems off of your pipes and lay them in the egg carton as such. Then you are going to take your Q-tips and you are going to wrap them in plastic wrap and then shove them in the neck of your pipe. So I will show you what that looks like. So this is what we're going for. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is going to get shoved into there. Now the reason I do this is because these are going to get filled with alcohol and salt, and you don't want the alcohol to trail up and drip out. So that's all this is for. So that is what it looks like when you're finished with that step. So after you put those into the stems, you are going to fill the pipes with the coarse salt. I hope I don't have to show you guys how to put salt into the bowl. Should be pretty self-explanatory. Once the salt's in the bowl, you're going to take your little dropper and you are going to suck up any of the alcohols that you do so choose to use. In this case, I am going to be using the Everclear. You are going to soak it up and you are going to put the Everclear into the bowls and wait until it kind of...
Okay guys, so tiny disclaimer. I do not think that this is the proper way to clean a meerschaum pipe. The internet says you can use high-proof alcohol, but you should not fill the bowl. You should just use a pipe cleaner and clean the surface of the inside of the bowl. It is 11 o'clock at night right now, and I just went downstairs to get some water and check on the pipes. And the meerschaum salt, the salt in the meerschaum was dry. And it just clicked with me in the moment that the meerschaum probably absorbed all the alcohol into the bowl because it's not made of wood. And so I dumped all the salt out. Not a single piece of the salt was brown. And the bowl smells clean, but also like the outside of the bowl, like I smelled the outside of the meerschaum and it smelled like alcohol. So I think the bowl like quite literally sucked up all the alcohol. So I will update you on that. But just as a little disclaimer, do not clean your meerschaum pipes with this method. Only Breyer. That is all. Into the bowls and wait until it kind of hits the top. You'll see it puddle. Give it a minute or two to kind of soak in, and then add a little bit more. Give it a minute or two to kind of soak in, and add a little bit more. Give it a minute or two to kind of soak in. You get it. And then you're going to let these sit for 24 hours. That's the fun part. So here we go. We're going to add the liquid now. I wish this camera could zoom, because this would be a lot easier to show you. I don't even know if I really have to show you this. This should be pretty self-explanatory, but you're going to add in that liquid. Now make sure that the alcohol doesn't touch the Breyer. If your pipe has paint on it or any type of finish, it can ruin your pipe. The only one that I don't think it can hurt is the meerschaum, which the one on the left is a meerschaum, so I do not think it can hurt the meerschaum, but please don't quote me on that. And then also, if you have like a Savinelli cashmere or something with like no finish, that would also be okay. But yeah, right now we're just filling it up, and you fill it up until it kind of puddles at the top. You probably can't see that on camera, but it's starting to puddle. There you go, starting to puddle. So we'll start adding to the other one. Now, by the time you finish filling up your other pipes, if you're doing multiple, you will probably notice that the first pipe that you started filling, that salt will start to turn brown within probably 5 to 10 minutes. And honestly, you could probably see it on camera right now. I don't know how well you can see that, but I'll show you what it looks like in about 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes. Every like 5-10 minutes, I've just been taking a little bit more and topping them off. As you wait, it kind of absorbs it. What you'll also notice is the liquid will work its way up the neck. I noticed on this pipe, if I could show you, you probably can't see, but I'll try to zoom in on it when I'm editing. But there's a little tiny bit of liquid actually coming through the seam that connects the black part to where the actual pipe is. Wasn't expecting that, but not a huge deal. And then this one, what I noticed is you can actually see a little bit of red on the... You could see a little bit of red, actually, on the Q-tip. And I think that is because a little bit of the alcohol has kind of touched the finish on the pipe, but upon further examination, I don't see anywhere on the pipe close to that part that looks tarnished. So I don't know why there's so much red coming out of there, because there shouldn't be any red color in the neck of the alligator red. But it might just be brown that I'm seeing. But either way, you see this is definitely getting very brown. So we will come back in 24 hours and I will show you where we are at. Okay, so here we are 24 hours later, and as you can see, that salt is just completely black. I did take the salt out of here last night, as I told you. Let me just... The pipe itself still smells like Everclear, kind of. Smells like alcohol in some way, shape, or form. So, yeah, I'm going to reiterate there. I really don't think this is the proper way to clean the meerschaum pipes. If you do want to clean your meerschaum pipe, I've read that if you just take a napkin with some alcohol, rub the inside, take a pipe cleaner, go through the shank. But this method is best for briars. Now I'm going to go ahead and tap the salt out into the trash, and then we're just going to kind of lightly rinse the pipe, give it a quick smell check, and if it smells all right, then she's good to go. Okay, so all the salt is out. It smells pretty clean. Again, you know, it does have that medical kind of sterile smell because of the alcohol, which I don't love. So next time I clean this, I think I'm going to use the corn whiskey. But there you have it. That is how you deep clean your pipes. Now, I do realize I didn't really go over how to clean the stems. What I do is I literally just take a pipe cleaner and I dip it in the alcohol and then I just run it through. And then once that's all, you'll see all that gunk come out of there. It maybe takes 2 or 3 passes. And then just a quick little rinse with water, blow the water out, and you're good to go. So there you have it, guys. This has been how to deep clean your pipes. If you made it this far into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what other kind of videos you guys want me to make. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.